Hey everyone, this is Raven from Pressing the Panda Button, and today I have for you the final video of the Mental Health Awareness Month series. So yay, we made it this far, hooray! So the video of the day today is talking about the stigma on medication. Why are people thinking that because you take medication for your mental illness that you are insane? Well, we're going to talk about that. So, first thing that doesn't make sense is why people get so upset about you taking medication for your mental illness. As I've said in a previous video, and as should be pretty freaking obvious, your brain is an organ. I know, it is amazing to think that just like your heart, like your stomach, like your intestines, like, you know, your lungs, your brain is an organ too. And we tend to forget that because our brain controls so much of us. It's kind of more like we are a meat plane to the pilot up here. I know that is a wonderful mental image. But if you think about it, we daily, well maybe not daily, but regularly, will take painkillers, which affects, you know, physical things. We take medicine for when we have an upset stomach. We'll take medicine for heartburn. Some people take medicine for their lungs or like for other physical conditions that require meds like cystic fibrosis and maybe like Crohn's disease and like people who have to be on heart medicine and blood thinners and stuff. And yet people don't say anything. You know, those are meds that people normally take for an organ or many. And yet people don't say anything. But the moment you start taking medicine for your brain, it's like, holy cow, this is a terrible idea. This is going to change you. You're not going to be yourself. You're just going to be a zombie. And you're just a lunatic for taking meds. No, you're not a lunatic. You're not crazy. And it certainly won't change you. Well, of course, depending on the meds, because as we know, you have to find the right medication for what your brain needs, because not all meds work for everybody. I know personally, I am currently on Buspar and Prozac. In the past, I have had Zoloft, Wellbutrin, and Paxil. Not at the same time, though. And each one of those never worked for me. I remember Zoloft and Wellbutrin had no effects at all, and Paxil caused some very bad thoughts, so I needed to get off of Paxil very quickly. But once you find your right balance, the right meds that you need, then you're good. Like, I'll personally say I'm on 40 milligrams of Prozac once a day, and right now 10 milligrams of Buspar 3 times a day. And as you guys see throughout my vlogs, if you watch them anyway, I'm still me. I'm still loud, bubbly, energetic, obnoxious maybe. And just because I'm on meds doesn't mean that it changes me. I've had a friend claim that she thinks I changed because I'm medicated, but I don't see how. And I mean, for some people, it could change them momentarily. Like, I've heard of a little kid that I know who is believed to have ADHD, and his mom tried him on meds, and he turned into a zombie. This kid is like me, very energetic, very up and go, and it did change him, but now that he's off of it, he's good. So, I mean, it's also like with any other organ in your body, you have to kind of test out the meds to see if it works. Like, if you have to take meds for your heart, especially older people, there's probably times where those meds don't want to work. Like, there's some that work better for others. Or a great example I could think of, probably because I watch The Fry Life all the freaking time, is where, so if you don't know about The Fry Life, it's a vlog involving a couple, Peter and Mary Fry. Mary has cystic fibrosis. And she's talked about in the vlogs how she has tried so many different antibiotics for the infection that's going on in her lungs, and yet they don't necessarily work. And for a lot of cystic fibrosis patients, you know, it takes a long time figuring out which meds will work, what dosage, all that fun jazz. Unfortunately for Mary, the majority of medicines not work for her because her bacteria are just that resilient. You jerk faces. You jerk face bacteria. It just doesn't make sense. Why? We can take meds for everything else in our bodies, but the moment you take it for your brain, it's like, holy cow. You are going to go crazy. Oh yeah, don't forget the best part. How people like to think you should be treating your mental illness instead of medicating for it. They give you all sorts of suggestions and better ideas, such as exercise more, yoga, meditation, essential oils, sometimes illegal things. Don't do the illegal things, kids. That's not cool. What else have I heard? I've heard some weird ones. Have a better attitude. Just snap out of it. Don't worry about it. That kind of fun jazz. No, it doesn't work. Remember that mental illness is an illness. ILLNESS. Illness of your brain. Just like you can have a physical illness, you can have a mental illness. Because remember, brain is organ, like heart and lungs and stomach. It is an organ. But people never realize that. Or if they do, they are ignorant. So, that's stuff to think about. For those of you with mental illness, and if you are medicated, you know the struggle. That you may be on a medicine that's perfect for you, that you finally found the right medicine, the right dosage that does great for you. And yet somebody's like, you shouldn't be on that, that's changing you. You don't need to have those chemicals in your body. As they probably like take a bunch of Advil in one day. Yeah, talk about chemicals in your body. And then there's for those who don't have a mental illness, who don't really understand about why medications are taken. We'll put it this way. We're trying to combat an illness. And that's hard. Any illness is hard to fight. Whether it's like a cold, or a cancer, or schizophrenia, or anxiety, whatever kind of illness. They're hard to fight. Your body is physically trying to fight it, and your brain is mentally trying to fight it. And you are trying to fight as much as you can. Having a little help is great. I mean, let's take the mental illness side of things. You try so many things to feel better, like you do try exercising more, or hey, let's try that yoga thing, whatever. You try all the things people suggest. And then of course you do the things that aren't good, like avoiding situations, or never leaving your house, or some other really, really bad things that I'm just not gonna point out. But think of it kind of like we're having a battle in our heads every day with a horrible enemy. So the example we'll use, since I have anxiety, my enemy is anxiety. And I am constantly battling anxiety every day. Sometimes the battle is easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you just can't win and the enemy defeats you for that day. But when you have medication is kind of like the cavalry. You know, kind of like the backup. Like, think the United States in World War II. We came in at the end, everything was better. Medicine is like that too. Medicine helps us along the way with fighting the demons in our heads. That is anxiety or depression or schizophrenia or bipolar, whatever. Insert mental condition here. Yes. So, with that thought in mind, just remember, those of you who do not have mental illness, we're not crazy. We are not going to change. We are not going to become someone we're completely not. Because mental illness has already made us feel like we are not somebody who we are anymore. But the medicine helps us to make us feel like we are still ourselves, even when up here tells us otherwise. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something today about medication and the stigma behind medication, and basically just be nice to everybody. You don't know what anyone's going through. If someone's taking meds, don't be a jerk to them. Simple as that. So I hope you guys liked this last video of the Mental Health Awareness series for 2016. In October, I will be doing the Depression and Anxiety Awareness Month videos, and I'll be posting those every Friday as well. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye!